Most capital spends its life exhausted, chasing erratic surges of India's emerging markets. But wealth isn't found in noise, it's found in clarity. Enduring fortunes are built through the discipline of looking past the immediate frenzy, moving with a calculation that others mistake for silence. This is the visual archetype of the strategic investor: calm, observant, and entirely ahead of the curve. Elite capital doesn't chase the growth of a nation, it quietly positions itself in the path of that growth long before the rest of the world arrives. And the most unshakable path has always been the ground itself. There is a raw potential in India's premium land parcels, a geometric readiness for development that represents the ultimate anchor for generational wealth. In the sandbox of high finance, real physical assets are the only things that create real, lasting weight. But the traditional rules for acquiring these prime acres have been restricted to the few. Until now. The architecture of how we own a piece of the future has been entirely rewritten. Wealth grows in the quiet passage of time over undeveloped assets. You are witnessing the transformation of raw soil into the next housing hubs and industrial corridors that will define the subcontinent. The decisions made while the land is still empty determine who controls the landscape of tomorrow. Historically, this level of access required institutional-scale capital, a barrier that effectively locked out the individual from India's most lucrative land plays. But what if the physical barrier of the entire land parcel simply disappeared? A new digital execution layer has bridged the gap between the individual and the earth. Massive physical assets are now being abstracted into structured, secure digital segments. These shards represent a new standard of ownership: fractions of land secured within the nation's legal framework and backed by immutable digital records. It is a structure designed entirely for trust, where transparency is the default, not the exception. This interface allows premium real estate to be managed with the ease of any digital asset, bringing liquid-like movement to the world's most solid investment. The central paradox of this new era: access to elite-level assets now begins with just a single square foot. A highly structured, long-term portfolio of Indian land is no longer a distant ambition. It is a digital reality, accessible to anyone ready to position themselves. The strategic investor returns to the same clarity we started with, only now the tools of the trade have evolved. Smart capital moves untethered from legacy barriers, navigating the market with a precision that was impossible just a few years ago. This is where the weight of physical soil meets the speed of digital infrastructure. Remember, wealth is never chased, it is positioned, and the architecture to position it is now live. Start with a fraction. Build a legacy. The gate to India's future is open. How you step through it is up to you.